Today I'm gonna be reading a book for you guys on my Kindle. This is like my favorite summer accessory. I bring it freaking everywhere. Anyway, I'll be reading the book I'm currently reading, which is Lessons in Chemistry. I'm currently on chapter 25, so I think we'll just be reading from there. If you've already read the book or you're currently reading it and don't want spoilers, maybe don't watch this video. But yes, I'm loving the book so far. So let's go ahead and get started. This chapter is called The Average Jane. The Average Jane. Okay. I think I'll put it like here so I can read. In retrospect, it probably should have let her see the set. As the music started to play, the charming little ditty Walter had paid far too much for, and that she had already hated. Elizabeth strode out on the stage. He took a short, sharp breath in. She was wearing a drab dress featuring small buttons that ran all the way down to the hem. A stark, white, multi-pocketed apron, cinched tightly at the waist, and a Timex wristband that ticked so loudly he swore he could hear it over the band's drum beat. On her head sat a pair of goggles. Just over her left ear, a number 2 pencil. In one hand, she carried a notebook, in the other, three test tubes. She looked like a cross between a hotel maid and a bomb squad expert. He watched as she waited for the song to finish, her eyes traveling around the set from one corner to another. Lips pressed together and shoulders tensed in a way that signaled dissatisfaction. As the last note played, she turned toward the cue card, scanned it, then turned away. Setting her notebook and test tubes on the counter, she walked to the sink, her back to the camera, and leaned into the fake window to take in a fake view. This is revolting, she said directly into the microphone. The cameraman turned to look at Walter, his eyes wide. Remind her we're live, Walter hissed at him. Live, the cameraman's assistant hastily scribbled in a large board. Okay, just to give you guys a little information. So this book is set in the 50s. And the woman, Elizabeth Stoff, is essentially a chemist, and she's facing a lot of discrimination because she's a woman in the chemistry field, the 50s. So that's kind of why she's dissatisfied. She's made to wear these like super tight clothing for this cooking show that she's on, and yeah, it's just she doesn't really have a say in what's happening at the site. Anyways, Elizabeth read the reminder and then, holding up one finger as if to signal that this would only take another second, continued her self-guided tour, shopping to take in the kitchen's carefully curated wall art. It blessed his house needlepoint, a depressed Jesus kneeling in prayer, an amateur painting of ships sailing on a sea before moving on a 2 crowded countertops, her brows arching in dismay at a sewing basket riddled with safety pins, a mason jar filled with unwanted buttons, a bowl of brown yarn, a chipped candy dish filled with peppermints, and a bread box across which Our Daily Bread was scrawled in religious script. Just yesterday, Walter had given the set designer an A+ for his taste. I especially love the knickknacks, he told him. They're just right, but today, next to her, they look like junk. He watched as she blazed to the other side of the counter, visibly blanching at the sight of Head and Rooster's salted pepper shakes, huskily eyeing the toaster's knitted pink cozy Walter, Elizabeth said, shielding her eyes as she looked out past the bright lights. Walter, a word, please. Commercial, commercial. Walter hissed to the cameraman as she started to make her way off the set down to where he was sitting. Do it now, now. Elizabeth, he said, launching himself out his chair toward her. You can't do this. Get back up there. We're live. We are? Well, we can't be. The set doesn't work. Everything works. The stove, the sink, it's all been tested. Now get back up there, he said, shooting her back with his hands. I mean, it doesn't work for me. Look, he said, you're nervous. That's why we're taping without a live audience today to give you a chance to settle in, but you're still on, as in on the air, and you have a job to do. This is our pilot. Things can be tweaked later. So you're saying changes are possible, she said, putting her hands back on her hips as she surveyed the seat again. We'll need to make a lot of changes. Okay, wait, no, he said, worried. To be clear, set changes are not possible. What you see represents weeks of solid research by our set designer. This kitchen is exactly what today's women want. Well, I'm a woman and I don't want this. I didn't mean you, Walter said. I meant the average Jane. Average. You know what I mean? The normal housewife. She made us sound like a whale spouting. Okay, Walter said in a lower voice, his hand leaving fruitlessly at his side. Okay, look, I understand. But remember, this isn't just our show, Elizabeth. It's also the station show. And since they pay us, it's usually considered good form to do what they ask. You know how this works. You've had a job before. But ultimately, she argued, it's the audience for whom we all work. Right, he pleaded. Sort of. No, wait, no, really. It's our job to give people what they want, even if they don't know what they wanted. I explained this. Is the afternoon programming model half dead now? You know, another ad, the cameraman whispered. Unnecessary, she said quickly. Sorry, everyone. I'm ready now. We are on the same page, aren't we? Walter called as she made her way back on stage. Yes, Elizabeth said. You want me to speak to the average Jane, the normal housewife? He didn't like the way she said it. In 5, the cameraman. Elizabeth, you warned you. 4 is all written out for you. 3, just read the keyword cards. 2, please, he begged. It's a great script. 1, and action. Hello, Elizabeth said directly into the camera. My name is Elizabeth South. This is supper at 6. So far, so good, Walter whispered at himself. Smile, he mimed her, pulling at the corner of his mouth. And welcome to my kitchen, she said sternly as a disappointed Jesus peered over her left shoulder. Today we're going to have so much. She stopped when she got to the word fun. An uncomfortable silence followed. The cameraman turned to look at Walter. Go to commercial again, emotion. No, Walter mouthed. No, god damn it. She has to do this, god damn it, Elizabeth. He continued soundlessly as he waved his hands. But Elizabeth seemed to be in a trance, and nothing, the Walter waving his hand, or the cameraman prepping for a commercial, or the makeup person mopping her own face with a sponge reserved for Elizabeth, could break her spell. What was wrong with her? Music, Walter finally mouthed to the sound man. Music. But before the music started, Elizabeth's ticking watch caught her attention and she came back to life. I'm sorry, she said. No, or were we? She glanced at the cue cards, paused a moment more, and then suddenly pointed at a large clock above her head. Before I get started, I'd like to advise you to please ignore the clock. It does not work. From the producer's chair, the Walter let out a short, sharp exhale. I take cooking seriously, Elizabeth continued, completely ignoring the cue cards, and I know you do too. Then she pushed a sewing basket off the countertop and in an open drawer. I also know, she said, looking directly into the few households that had actually turned her in that day, that your time is precious, well, so is mine. So let's make it packed, you and I. Mom, a little boy called in, a bored way from the TV room, and What's this? Petey's mother said. Dunno, said Peter. Now let's get started, Elizabeth said. Later in her dressing room, Rosa, the hairdresser and makeup woman, stopped up to say goodbye. For the record, I like the hair pencil. For the record, Levin's mom been screaming at Walter for the last 20 minutes because of a pencil. Because you didn't follow the script. Well, yes, but only because the cue cards were unreadable. Oh, Rosa said, visibly relieved. That was it. The time wasn't big enough. No. Elizabeth said, I meant the cards were misleading. Elizabeth, Walter said, peering at her dressing room door, his face red. Anyway, she whispered, goodbye forever. She gave Elizabeth's arm a little squeeze. Hello, Walter. Elizabeth said, I was just making up a list of a few things we'll need to change right away. Don't hello me, he shot back. What the hell is wrong with you? Why, there's nothing wrong with me. I actually thought it went rather well. I admit I stumbled at the beginning, but only because I was in shock. It won't happen again, not after we fix the set. He stomped across the room and threw himself into a chair. Elizabeth, he said, this is a job. You have two duties: to smile and read cue cards. That's it. You don't get to have an opinion about the set or the cards. I think I do. No. Anyways, I couldn't read the cards. Nonsense. We practiced different type sizes, remember? So I know you can read the damn cards. Jesus, Elizabeth. Levis was ready to cancel the whole thing. Do you realize you put both our jobs in jeopardy? I'm sorry. I'll go speak with him right now. Oh no, not you. Walter said. Why? She said. I want to clarify a few things, especially about the set. And as for the cue cards, again, I'm sorry, Walter. I didn't mean I couldn't read them. I meant my conscience wouldn't let me read them because they were awful. Who wrote the script? He pursed lips. I did. Okay, she said, startled. But those words, they didn't sound like me at all. Yes, he said, gritted teeth. That was intentional. She looked surprised. I thought you told me to be me. Not that you, he said. Not the, this is going to be really, really complicated you. Not the far too many people do not appreciate the work and sacrifice that goes into being a wife, a mother, a woman, you. No one wants to hear that stuff, Elizabeth. You have to be positive, happy, upbeat. But that's not me. But it could be you. Elizabeth reviewed your life to date. Not a chance. Could we not argue about this? Walter said, his heart pounding uncomfortably in his chest. I'm the afternoon programming expert, and I've explained how this works. And I'm the woman, she snapped, speaking to an all-woman audience. A secretary appeared in the doorway. Mr. Pine, she said, we're getting calls about the show. I'm not sure what to do. Jesus, mother of God, he said, complaints already? Is about the shopping list. Some confusion about tomorrow's ingredient, specifically CH3 COOH. Acetic acid, Elizabeth supplied. Vinegar, it's 4% acetic acid. I'm sorry, I probably should have written the list in layman's terms. You think? Walter said. Thanks much, the secretary said, disappearing. Where'd the shopping list idea came from anyway? We never discuss a shopping list, especially not when written in chemical form. I know, she said. It came to me as I was about to walk out and said, I think it's a good idea, don't you? Walter sank his head into his hand. It was a good idea. He just wasn't willing to admit it. You can't do this, he said in a muffled voice. You can't do whatever the hell you want. I'm not doing whatever the hell I want, Elizabeth nipped. If I was doing whatever the hell I wanted, I'd be in a research lab. Look, she said, if I'm not mistaken, you're experiencing a rise in corticosterone levels. What you call the afternoon depression zone. You should probably eat something. Do not, he said stiffly, lecture me on the afternoon depression zone. For the next few minutes, the two of them sat in the dressing room, one looking at the floor, the other looking at the wall. Not a word passed by. Mr. Pine. A different secretary poked her head in. Mr. Lebensmal had a flight to catch, but he wanted me to remind you that you've got the rest of the week to fix it. I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. Says you better make it. She consulted her name notes again. Sexy. Then she turned pink. Also, there's this. She handed him a hand scroll note, lemon spell dashed up. And what about the effing cocktail? Thanks, Walter said. Sorry, she said. Mr. Pine, the first secretary said, appearing as the other was leaving. It's late. I need to go home. But the phones. Go on, Paula, he said. I'll handle it. Can I help? Elizabeth asked. You've helped plenty enough today, Walter said. So when I say no thank you, I actually mean no thank you. Then he went out to the secretary's desk, Elizabeth trailing behind, and picked up a phone. KCTV? He said wearily. Yes, sorry, it's Vinegar. Vinegar, Elizabeth said into another line. Vinegar, 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 Vinegar. He'd never really gotten a single call on the clown show. And that's it for this first chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want more reading and stuff, well, let me know, because I love to read and I'm currently reading a lot. Even if you have like book recommendations for me, I'd love it. I'd love it to read this stuff. Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it.